Welcome to your AI Pulse for January 6th, 2026. It has been a truly massive day in the world of artificial intelligence. We've seen huge announcements in hardware, in software, and in global policy. So we're going to cut through all that noise and help you make sense of what's really going on.
Okay, let's kick things off with our rapid-fire headlines. First up, Nvidia just dropped an absolute bombshell at the Consumer Electronics Show, unveiling a brand new AI chip platform.
At the exact same time, a single post from a top engineer at Google has gone completely viral, and it's sending these shockwaves through the entire developer community, sparking some very real fears about the future of software engineering. And on the world stage, nations are placing these enormous bets on who's going to dominate AI. China just announced an almost unbelievable investment plan, all designed to cement its place as a global hub. But while some are hitting the gas, others are tapping the brakes. The EU just announced a pretty significant delay to its landmark AI regulation. Okay, so let's dive into all this, and we're going to start at the very foundation, the hardware that powers absolutely everything.
You know, every single AI breakthrough you read about, every new model, every mind-blowing app, it all starts with one thing, just raw computing power. And today, the race to build the next generation of AI chips just kicked into a whole new gear.
So over at CES in Las Vegas, Nvidia officially pulled the curtain back on its new Rubin platform. Now, this isn't just one chip. You got to think of it as an entire ecosystem. It's a suite of 6 different chips, including the brand new Vera CPU and Rubin GPU. And they're all designed to work together as one single AI supercomputer. The goal here is just a massive, massive leap in efficiency. They're aiming to slash the cost of both training these huge AI models and actually running them. And no surprise here, the biggest names in cloud, we're talking AWS, Google, and Microsoft, they are already lining up to get their hands on it. But here's the thing. Nvidia isn't alone in this race anymore. The market is diversifying like crazy. You've got AMD coming in strong with its new MI series chips. Intel is pushing its new AI processors for laptops. And, maybe most importantly, the cloud giants themselves, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they're all building their own custom silicon now because they want to reduce their dependency on any one company. The hardware race is officially heating up. So with all this incredible new power, what does it actually do? Well, it's fundamentally changing not just what software can be built, but really who gets to build it.
This right here, this is the quote that basically set the tech world on fire today. Jana Dogan, she's a principal engineer at Google, and she described how a new AI tool from Anthropic called Claude Code managed to replicate a super complex project that took her team an entire year to build, and it did it in just 1 hour. That single statement has kicked off this really intense, really polarized debate, and it's supercharged this concept that's been bubbling up for a while now called vibe coding. The idea is actually pretty simple, but it's totally revolutionary. It means you don't need to know a programming language anymore. You just need to describe the vibe, the goal of what you want to create in plain English, and the AI just handles the rest.
And this just perfectly illustrates the two sides of the debate that it's kicked off. I mean, on one hand, you have this incredible empowerment. You have people with literally no coding background building apps that are making money overnight. It's amazing. But on the other hand, there is this deep, almost existential fear for an entire profession. A lot of engineers feel like the skills they've spent tens of thousands of hours honing are suddenly becoming a commodity. This revolution in how we create things is forcing every single major company to make a really strategic choice. How do we get ahead in this new AI arms race? And right now, we're seeing 2 very clear strategies emerge. The first strategy is simple. If you can't build it, buy it. Just buy the talent. The consulting giant Accenture just announced it's acquiring Faculty, a top AI firm in the UK, and in one move, it's bringing over 400 AI experts in-house. The second strategy is to partner up. Google DeepMind is teaming up with Boston Dynamics, the company with those famous robots, to put its Gemini AI models inside the Atlas humanoid robots. The goal is to create intelligent robots for really complex industrial work. Meanwhile, other giants like Apple are taking a totally different path. They're weaving AI deeper and deeper into the consumer products we all use every single day. We're seeing leaks from the next iOS update that point to a completely revamped Siri powered by large language models and a new AI Health Plus subscription that could act like your own personal health coach, analyzing your data to give you really specific advice. So this corporate race we're seeing, it's being mirrored on the world stage. But out there, the contrast in national strategies is becoming crystal clear. Over in China, The government has just unveiled this incredibly aggressive new action plan. The goal? To grow its core AI industry to over 1 trillion yuan. That's about 140 billion US dollars, all within the next 2 years. They are going full steam ahead to cement their role as a global AI innovation hub. At the very same time, the European Union is taking a much more cautious approach. Citing pressure from industry and these real fears about stifling innovation, officials are now delaying a central part of their landmark EU AI Act by another year, pushing it all the way back to August 2027. So what we have is one superpower hitting the accelerator as hard as they can, while another is very consciously tapping the brakes. So with all of this rapid, kind of chaotic progress, the ultimate question is always there, lurking in the background. What does this all mean for us? For a while now, the forecasts for transformative AI have been getting shorter and, frankly, a lot more alarming. But that might actually be changing. See, Daniel Kokotajlo, he's a really influential AI safety expert who used to be at OpenAI. And he famously predicted a 2027 timeline for when AI would be able to fully automate its own research, its own development, which could lead to this intelligence explosion. But now, in a new update, he's actually pushed that forecast back. He's saying it now seems more likely in the early 2030s. So why the change of heart? Well, as this quote from AI policy researcher Andrea Castagna just perfectly captures, experts are starting to realize that real-world progress isn't so simple. They're running into what they call jagged AI performance. That's where an AI is absolutely brilliant at some things, but just clumsy and useless at others. And it turns out the sheer complexity of reality itself is acting as a kind of natural brake on runaway progress. Which leaves us with the critical question of our time, doesn't it? It's a tension that runs through every single story we talked about today. From the chip fabs in Vegas and the coding terminals at Google, all the way to the halls of government in Beijing and Brussels. As AI accelerates everywhere, are we writing a future with code that we can't control? Or does the messy, complicated, unpredictable real world provide the ultimate safety net?